Welcome, this is Somaliland National Television English and I'm Mohammed Zaallim here to bring you an update of Somaliland affairs. These are the stories making the headlines. 100 kilowatt radio transmitter arrives at Ministry of Information and National Guidance. First Lady attends workshop on women involvement in Somaliland's politics. Numerous United Kingdom parliamentarians unite in calling for Somaliland's rightful case of recognition. Radio Hargeisa, established in 1940s, will now broadcast throughout the African continent. The arrival of 100 kilowatt radio transmitters as well as Chinese engineers who will train and administer the equipment will expand Somaliland's radio bandwidth and reach.
The Ministry of Information and National Guidance is responsible for maintaining and administering Radio Hargeisa. The radio station launched in the 1940s while Somaliland was still under British colonial rule. Since Somaliland gained its independence as a sovereign state in 1991, the Ministry of Information and National Guidance, pressed to take Somaliland affairs on a global media platform, began working towards reaching an international audience. Fortunately, this current administration succeeded in reaching those objectives. With Somaliland television reaching Africa, America, Asia, and Europe, Radio Hargeisa is soon to broadcast throughout the African continent. 100 kilowatt radio transmitters arrived at the Ministry of Information and National Guidance. The radio transmitters are expected to expand Radio Hargeisa's bandwidth to as far as neighboring nations Ethiopia, Djibouti, Kenya, and Somalia. Director of Radio Hargeisa, Saeed Aden Ige, spoke to reporters on arrival of the radio transmitters. He explained that it brings him great pleasure to witness the success of this administration, which continues to fulfill campaign pledges. Accompanied by the director of Somaliland National Television, Ahmed Salaban Duhul, Mr. Ige elaborated on the obstacles faced and progress achieved through people's determination and good governance. Director of Somaliland National Television, Ahmed Duhul, stated that the ministry did not stop at expanding Somaliland television to an international audience, but rather continued by bringing radio transmitters for Radio Hargeisa. Director General Faisal Ali Sheikh and Minister Abdi Yusuf Bobe both spoke to reporters and spectators as the containers arrived at the Ministry of Information and National Guidance. Minister Abdi Bobe spoke on the arrival. He stated,
oo 29 December 1990 maalintii ciidamadii cadawga ay soo weerareen balgubadle ay noo suugtooday wixii naga yaalay dhulka ee idaacada aynan gacanta ku qaadanay maxaamishinkii electric ah halka ka soo dhaqaaqnay 22 ka sanadood dawlad kastoo timaadaaba ay ballan qaadaysay ballanqaadka uu rumeeyay hoggaanka Ahmed Mohamed Mahmoud Silaanyo iyo xisbiga kulmiye.
I remember as a member of Somaliland National Movement, on December 29, 1990, once enemy forces attacked Belagubudle, we were able to escape with the radio equipment and transmitters. Since then, every government pledged to bring radio transmitters for Radio Hargeisa. However, only one, this current administration led by President Ahmed Silaanyo, has succeeded in such efforts. Although this is the Ministry of Information and National Guidance, initially it was the headquarters of Radio Hargeisa. Therefore, it gives me great pleasure as a Somaliland citizen to witness the progression of our nation. Director General Faisal Ali Sheikh escorted the radio transmitters from Berbera port. He is credited for taking a hands-on approach in strengthening and furthering Somaliland's Ministry of Information and National Guidance.
First Lady Amina Waris is a strong advocate for women involvement in politics and social affairs issues. She has stressed in previous occasions as well as a workshop she attended earlier the relationship between national progress and gender equality.
First Lady of Somaliland, Amina Waris, continues to advocate for more women involvement in Somaliland's political scene. And in a workshop held earlier, she expressed delight towards an emergence of women in Somaliland's political arena. However, she urged for more active participation from Somaliland women. First Lady Amina Waris elaborated on the inevitability of men and women working together. She explained that only through cooperation and sincere equality in all aspects can Somaliland progress and advance as a nation. The First Lady emphasized the unprecedented number of female enrollment, graduates, elected and appointed officials throughout Somaliland. Amina Wedis concluded her speech by stating that becoming a teacher or a doctor is no longer the only goals for Somaliland women. However, limitless possibilities and opportunities have prompted an emergence of active women that are pivotal for Somaliland's development. Other keynote speakers at the event included local and international organization heads, as well as prominent women rights advocates of Somaliland society.
Numerous United Kingdom parliamentarians have united in calling for Somaliland's recognition as a sovereign, independent state to a quote of Somaliland diaspora community members. Multiple parliamentarians voiced their objective opinion of Somaliland's right for international recognition.
The United Kingdom Somaliland diaspora community held a gathering in which several high-ranking United Kingdom government officials united in calling for Somaliland's rightful case of recognition. Mahmoud Abdurrahman, head of Somaliland Diaspora Agency, also spoke at the event. He elaborated on Somaliland's democratic system and urged the international community to take heed to the progress and development of this independent state. Several United Kingdom parliamentarians spoke at the event as well. They stated,
"Be recognised. I absolutely want to be recognised as a country which is independent and recognising international law." That's
supports the rallies both last year and this year that the community organised in Westminster, and I have to say that they were tremendous events. It's so important for the diaspora to ensure that your voice is heard, and the Somaliland diaspora is so much more effective and has been certainly over the last 2 years.
But the European Union is investing in Somaliland. I think you're getting more investment because you are becoming politically and strategically a more important country. So it's a good time.
The Somaliland diaspora communities continue to work hard at petitioning international governments to work towards recognizing the independent nation of Somaliland. As multiple international representatives commend Somaliland's progress and accomplishments, one can only assume that such recognition is soon to be attained.
Minister of Justice Hussein Aidid gave a keynote speech to over 30 media personalities. He expressed the importance of media and child protection issues and conferred a pledge to build child care facilities in Somaliland.
Minister of Justice Hussein Aidid attended a seminar focusing on strengthening child protection laws. The seminar included 30 individuals involved in the media sector. Minister Hussein Aidid explained the importance of media in instituting child protection laws. However, the minister was keen on addressing the relationship between child protection laws and Islam, emphasizing the importance of no law opposing religious rules. There are plans to build child protection centers throughout Somaliland, and the Ministry of Justice is working on the most effective method of enforcing child protection laws.
Minister of Labor and Social Affairs Mahmoud Garad placed a foundation stone for the construction of a new branch in Borough City. The IMO-funded project is expected to cost roughly $400,000.
The Minister of Labor and Social Affairs focuses on strengthening Somaliland's economy by safeguarding employee rights, providing the unemployed with employment, and bettering social affair issues of Somaliland. Newly appointed Minister Mahmoud Ahmed Garad, accompanied by other high-ranking government officials, press officers, and other prominent members of Somaliland society, arrived in Borough City of Togdere region to place a foundation stone for a new office for the Ministry of Labor and Social Affairs. Borough, a central hub for Somaliland's livestock industries and several private sector factories, will soon host a branch of the Ministry of Labor and Social Affairs. Minister Mahmoud Garad spoke to reporters. He elaborated on the wonderful work of his predecessor, former Minister Ilhan Mahmoud Jama, and expressed appreciation towards her diligence, commitment, and persistence in setting a limitless bar for the Ministry of Labor and Social Affairs. He continued by explaining the work of this ministry and hopes of what to gain from the new Bur'a branch. Minister Mahmoud Garad stated that the $400,000 construction plan for the new Bur'a office will largely be funded by IMO. Director General of the Ministry of Labor and Social Affairs also spoke at the ceremony. He explained construction plans include 5 rooms in Bur'a and a major renovation to the ministry in Hargeisa. The Ministry of Labor and Social Affairs is credited for bridging much correspondence between private sector companies and unemployed citizens searching for job opportunities.
Internally displaced people and refugees have been a major concern for Somaliland citizens, as governmental institutions and organizations work hard at providing care to those most in need. Refugees in Malin Harun area conveyed concern over their living standards.
The Somaliland government, in cooperation with local and international organizations, is attempting to resolve an ongoing societal problem, a social affairs issue that is causing much concern for Somaliland citizens. The placement and opportunities awarded to internally displaced people and refugees. With conflicts in sister nation Somalia causing an emergence of refugees in Somaliland and other neighboring nations sharing borders, provoking overwhelming numbers of internally displaced people and refugees. The Malin Harun area, acknowledged for hosting hundreds of these individuals, became an area of focus in recent days. Several governmental institutions alongside international and local organizations focusing on providing amicable resources for internally displaced people and refugees have been working effortlessly in securing resources and necessary aid. A resident of Malin Harun spoke to our reporters. He stated,
halkaan maanta waxaan u joognaa ma garanaysaa lagu laalayna waa nabadda Soomaaliland maanta Ilaahay uu siiyay waa dad walaalaheena Soomaaliland oo dhan uma kala saarin si fiican baan loo soo dhaweeyay iminka xaafad baan ku soo guray in moogal la yiraahdo in moogal shacabkeedii oo dadkeeda si wanaagsan bay noo soo dhaweeyeen.
In previous neighborhoods we've resided, such as Mohammed Moge, the Somaliland people have been nothing short of gracious and hospitable hosts. However, we are suffering as refugees and are urging all organizations and governmental institutions to work at assisting us in any way that they possibly can. Somaliland's Ministry of Interior and Hargeisa's local government have collaborated on numerous efforts to ensure opportunities are awarded to those most in need.
That's all the news for now, brought to you by the SLNTV English from Hargeisa. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.